Hi, guys, welcome back to another episode of Just Hang In There. If you're a new listener, welcome, and if you're a returning listener, welcome back to Just Hang In There. Just Hang In There is the podcast that speaks on the challenges we face as children of God, how we are able to overcome it, how we are able to find comfort and joy in the presence of God with everything happening around us. It's that podcast that encourages you to keep going and keep moving even in the midst of circumstances. And I am your host, Jato Ketlora. Welcome, guys. I hope you had a wonderful week. Welcome back to another episode of Just Hanging There. And I'm really glad I get to do this every 2 weeks with you guys. Recording, editing, and uploading it's always a delight because I know that these words are it's beyond just recording it for people to listen, but I also get blessed by this episode. Sometimes I just go back to my previous episodes and I just still find the word of the Lord so fresh for me. So I really enjoy recording these episodes um of the podcast. And this week we have a very interesting episode, and I'll give you the story behind it. So this week the topic we are speaking on is get up, you are not weak. I said it in a podcast, one of my previous podcasts in season one, and I mentioned that it seems like every time I'm about to record an episode, I get kind of like a test during that week concerning that topic. And knowing that this topic is about strength, I fell sick the week before I would record this episode, and the next week I was just down. And at a point, I began to look back. In fact, few minutes to recording this episode, I was wondering, am I still going to record this exact topic I have planned, or am I going to do something different? Because I began to look at myself, thinking about the different people that would possibly watch this. Maybe someone who just lost somebody, or someone who is going through a very hard time. Maybe someone got laid off from their job, and I was wondering, how would the person be able to relate to my story? How would the person be able to relate to the strength I'm about to speak on? And I felt like, oh, maybe because I've not been in their shoes, I might not have a word for them. Because I've not been able to experience the thing they are experiencing, I may not have the word for them. But the first thing that I realized is that the word of the Lord is true in all circumstances. I don't have to go through what they are going through, experience what they are going through before administering the word of the Lord. The word of the Lord is true in all circumstances, it doesn't change. And also, I realized that because I've overcome some certain challenges in my life, I'm now beginning to look down on it. I began to remember little of the things that I've struggled with in my journey. I remembered when I was in high school and I was about to write my final exams. I fell sick suddenly, and I can remember clearly my first paper was maths, and that morning I was rushed to the sick bay. In fact, it began the night before. So, the night before the exams, when a lot of preparations are happening, people are solving maths and everything, I still having headache, and I went to the sick bay just to get painkillers. And coming back, the pain increased. It was so bad. I was rushed back, and the next day I woke up again. I was okay. I was so happy. I was like, oh, I'm going to go and face maths and everything. And the same thing happened again that morning. I was screaming in the dining hall during breakfast, and I was rushed to the sick bay by members of staff in school. It was a very scary thing for me. This was my first paper, and my first paper was maths. I was having headache. I was in so much pain that morning, and I'm truly grateful to God for the members of staff that took care of me, for the nurse, for my classmates, because they helped me. They ensured that everything I needed was prepared. My friends. But then I remember in that whole exam season, I was weak, I was down, and I was scared, especially for my maths, because I know if you are a Nigerian, you know that without maths and English you can't get into the university. And this was my first paper. I was writing these exams, going to the toilet at intervals, pouring water on my head. And by God's grace, I was still able to pass, and I got a very good score, a very, very good grade in my final exams. I didn't fail any paper by God's grace. Right now, I'm just looking at it and I'm like, oh my God. At that time, God was really the one that He became my strength, because at that time I was not able to do anything by myself. You know how when you write an exams, you come out of that exams hall knowing, okay, at least one or two questions you remember. When I came out of that exams hall, I didn't remember anything. I know that I was writing. I can't even remember what I was writing, but I knew that I wrote something. And looking back at it now, I had to ask the Lord for forgiveness, because I think I've really downplayed the places where He has shown strength in my life. Remembered when I was waiting for admissions, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. And His joy kept on being my strength. There were moments where I was very sad, I was very down, because it didn't look like there was any hope. But out of nowhere, God created a way for me, and I went to school. I was schooling in Ukraine. The war happened. We had to come back. The whole circle of looking for schools, everything. And I'm just remembering how broken and how weak I was, and how helpless I felt in those times. And Lord, may I never have achievements to the point where I forget that You have been my strength. Because these were moments that broke me. These were moments that had me in tears. These were moments that I truly was weak, and there was nothing I could do about it. You know, when there's a difference between when you are in a circumstance that there's a way around it. But when you find yourself in circumstances that there's no way around it, you know that it is either God or God, and God comes through. His strength is made perfect in our weakness. And this is not even just about God's strength showing up in times like that. It's about His strength carrying us through the seasons. Because I realized that as a child of God, yes, we get to moments where we are broken, where things happen, and we are down and everything. But I realized it's in those moments that we have to hold on and anchor ourselves in the strength of God, and we should not be as though we don't have a hope, or we don't have God. And it's something that God is teaching me daily. I know that there have been moments where I have broken down and cried, been discouraged on many situations. But there's something that God is teaching me recently, is to remember that I am not weak. I remember the incidents that happened this week. So I just woke up that day feeling very heavy. I woke up feeling very heavy. I went to the hospital. I'm doing my medical internship. So I woke up. I had to go to the hospital, and I came back, and I just wanted to lay down in bed, turn off the lights, be under my covers, not doing anything tangible. I just didn't feel like doing anything. I was very, very low in spirit. And then it was the voice of the Lord in my ear, like, will you get up? Like, what is this? Like, what's happening? Why are you weak? Why are you weak? Why are you allowing yourself to just drown into everything that's happening? And I actually sat up, and I began to wonder, like, what's happening? And it was like, how the sad song in your mind is playing, and it just stops, and you're just like, what's happening here? And I woke up, and I remembered I began to play a praise medley, and I was dancing alone in the room. And I was dancing, and I kept confessing, the joy of the Lord is my strength. The joy of the Lord is my strength. God's grace is sufficient for me. His strength is made perfect in my weakness. His strength is made. I kept confessing it. I kept confessing it till my heart agreed with those words. I kept confessing it. And I realized that the more we grow in God, the more He grants us stability in our hearts, even in those deep, hard, tough seasons. Because I cannot imagine how the disciples of Jesus were able to go ahead living the lives that they lived, being threatened daily, yet still going forth every day doing the will of God. I can't imagine what Paul was going through, but how he still had the strength in that time to keep on at it. So I'm realizing in my walk with God that it is possible for me to have a walk with God to the point where I am deep in hard, painful circumstances and I'm standing strong and I'm joyful. Yes, the pain is there. Yes, I am crying before the one who is able to help me, but at the bottom of everything is that my faith is not shaken, is that my hope daily is renewed in the word, is that my conviction is still strong, that I get through the circumstances and I'm not saying, oh Lord, I'm done with you, I give up on the gospel, I give up on Christ. No, but I keep going every time, even in the midst of pain, even in the midst of heartache, I keep going. And that is where I'm working towards. That is what I'm working towards. I don't want to be tossed to and fro. I don't want to be sad when things are down and be happy when things are good. Joy is not dependent on the circumstances. And I want my joy to be complete at every time. That's where I'm working towards. That's unlike before, where I would wallow in self pity and pain, that I will be able to tell myself, Laura, does this thing hurt? Yes, it does. Is this thing painful? Yes, it is. Did this thing hit me hard? Yes, it did. But then I begin to stay in God till He has healed me completely. And then, even before new outcomes arrive, I'm still joyful. I'm still full of hope. That's the kind of life I want to live. That I wake up daily knowing that nothing has the ability to dim my joy or to make me sad. That I know where my strength is from. It's not even from me, but there's one who is inside of me, which is the Holy Ghost. Oh, I rejoice in the Holy Ghost. I do. I rejoice in the Holy Ghost. I put no confidence in my flesh. Oh, I rejoice. I'm telling you that this is a journey that I am on. That every time I am weak, because every day comes with its own stress. Either you are stressed out from work, things are happening, you are struggling with the economy, trying to make ends meet for your home, you lost a loved one, you lost money in business, or your trust was being broken. Things are happening, and the world daily wants us to get to that point where we feel like those things have overwhelmed us, where we get to the point where we are overwhelmed and we are heavy. But my sister, my brother, get up. You are not weak. You are not weak. You are not weak. There is one who lives in the inside of you. It is the Holy Ghost, and He is able to strengthen you through that journey of recovery. He's able to strengthen you through the recovery of bouncing back. You can always bounce back. In fact, we have a lot of testimonies and track records of people. It shows that there's no man that is irredeemable. It shows that there's no situation that cannot be overcome. But you have to get to the point where you realize that, oh, feeling weak does not disqualify me. No, it is even in that weakness that I am assured that there's a strength from my inner man that comes, and I am able to overcome. I'm able to overcome. Yes, there are some pains that when we remember it, it stings. But there's a way that the Lord is able to heal us from pain. That when we think of those things, it doesn't weigh us down. No, it might hurt. We would cry, we will shed a tear. But then we know that there has been healing that has happened in our hearts, and there is a strength that we have received. And if you've never received it, today is an opportunity to receive the strength of God. If you are weak, I'm speaking to your weakness right now, and I say receive the strength of God. Receive it. And this thing is not just, it's not just something that I say, I've received it today and that's all. No, that's why you study the word. When you have the word of the Lord in your heart, Sometimes even just reading the testimonies of people, when you see how David moved from being a shepherd boy to being a king. In fact, beyond that, when you see the story of the moments where Saul was trying to kill him, a lot of times leave those parts. David was a shepherd boy, he killed Goliath, Saul wanted to kill him, he became king. We don't feel the agony and the pain, especially when you read the book of Psalms. You would feel the agony and the pain and the fear and the heaviness that was in the heart of David. But every time he would encourage himself in the Lord. That's the kind of life I want to live. That's every time when the situations of life wants to get me overwhelmed, I encourage myself in the Lord, pick myself up, just like I did today recording this episode. Because at the beginning of it, I didn't feel like I had something to say. I didn't feel like my testimonies were sufficient. But I just remember that it's not about me, it's about the one who lives in the inside of me. My life is just to testify of what He has done in and through me. And my pastor says something. He said, get a book and write down every victory you get, because those victories will remind you in the days where you are down of the things that God has been able to do through and in you. And when you remember, you rejoice. Guys, there's strength, there's capacity to bear everything that the enemy tries to send our way. If the fathers of old could do it, if Jesus, our perfect example, could do it, we can do it. We can stand strong, we can overcome, and we can win and recover all. I hope it blessed you, because it did bless me. In fact, I know that this is one episode that I'm going to keep listening to, because there's a level I seek to attain, and I believe I have already attained, and I am still walking in it daily, perfecting myself in the love of God and in the knowledge of His good plans for me. So no matter what comes my way, one thing is for sure, I am bouncing back strong. I am bouncing back. I am recovering all. I am not weak. You are not weak. Get up. You are not weak. The one that lives in the inside of you. Greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world, because He has overcome for you. He has overcome for us. Have a wonderful week. See you next time.